ever noticed something strange? The people who talk the most about what they're going to do, who post about it, say it, promise it, often accomplish the least. Not always, but frequently. Think about your own circle. The person who declares they're going to write a book, go vegan, save a pile of money, and then fade away. Or maybe it's been you. You share your intentions, and for a moment, you feel like you've arrived. You already have the applause, the likes, the accolades, without actually doing the work. This is no coincidence. We live in a world addicted to instant validation, where attention acts like a performance enhancing drug. A compliment or a like floods your brain with dopamine, the same feel good chemical triggered by actually hitting your goal. That's why saying your plan out loud can feel like achieving it. But it's a lie. It's a counterfeit finish line. It tricks your mind into thinking the race is already done, so your effort slows down. Momentum evaporates. Motivation fades. The dream of doing turns into the memory of what you once said you'd do. If you want to know why so many people never finish what they start, look at the ones who never shut up about it. Because talking replaces action. It satisfies the itch for recognition but leaves your goals abandoned. Meanwhile, real achievers, the ones you remember, they don't announce their plans. They show you, they grind, they stay quiet, they let their actions do the talking. Take an athlete training for competition. Every day you see their workouts online, but not the early mornings, the bruised limbs, the moments they almost quit. You see results. You don't see the sacrifices. That's intentional. Because if they told you how much pain and effort they poured into it, the miracle wouldn't feel as magical. But staying quiet builds the work into something more powerful than applause. When Elon Musk was developing the first rockets, he didn't post daily updates. He wasn't on stages promising revolution and demanding attention. He was in dusty testing grounds, experimenting, failing, tweaking, and trying again. He stayed quiet. He stayed focused. Then, when he had real results, he launched rockets, sent satellites, and went mainstream. That's power in silence. It all comes down to three essential reasons why talking before doing kills your momentum. First, energy. Every time you broadcast your ambition, you digest some of that energy as if you've already taken the step. You feel that little high, you feel progress, and your hustle fades. Second, exposure. Sharing your early stage vision invites outside influence, the doubts, the opinions, the be realistic voices. Those voices carry weight. They plant seeds of hesitation, and soon you're steering from second guess instead of faith. Third, momentum. Keep your plans close and your momentum remains unbroken. Share them too early and you open the oven door. Everything slows, temperature drops, progress stalls. What if instead of telling people what you're going to do, you held on to that secret drive and built it? Every morning, you wake up with a whisper of ambition. You work, quietly, consistently. You move, step by step. You hit small goals. You stack them like silent wins. And no one witnesses them. Because that's the point. You're building for yourself, not for applause. Imagine going months without mentioning your project. Not posting, not bragging, not seeking validation, just full focus. If something goes wrong, you don't have to save face. You have no legacy to protect. You just get back to work. Then, when you finally reach a milestone, when you've created something tangible, you don't need to explain. You show up with evidence, with results, with proof that your silence was not emptiness but preparation. Let me ask you this. A baker bakes a cake in the oven. If they open the oven door every few minutes to peek, they interrupt the baking. The cake falls. The air rushes in. The magic doesn't happen. If you keep your plans under wraps until they're done, you let them bake in peace. You preserve the chemistry. You let them become what they can become. Let me tell you about someone I know, a friend who wanted to start a consulting business. He told everyone, drafted a plan, posted about it online. We all congratulated him, but he never launched. Instead, he backed off. Doubts crept in. Outside opinions crept in. Finally, he shut up, retreated behind the scenes, built slowly. 9 months later, he launched a successful firm, landed high-profile clients, and gained respect. No fanfare, no updates, no leaks. He let the work speak. He became the exception, not the noise. Now, I'm not saying you should never share. I'm saying timing matters. Share when your work is real. Share when you have something to show. But until then, work quietly, build relentlessly, protect the momentum, protect your vision. Because anticipation is powerful, but fulfillment is rare. Let's talk about the moment when people tell you you're dreaming too big. You knew it would happen. You told someone your plan, and they looked at you with caution. That's risky. Are you sure? Why not wait? They didn't mean to bring you down, but they did. That's not betrayal. It's projection of their limits onto you. They see walls because they've only built around them. If they had your vision, they'd see possibilities, but they don't. And their negative voices? They're poison if you let them in early. But what if you keep your highest vision and your plans between you and your paper, you and your work, you and your quiet ambition? You let your vision mature away from scrutiny. You let your confidence form in private. You let your momentum grow protected. Then, when your project has legs, when it walks out into the world, their doubt doesn't matter anymore because they can't stop momentum that's already moving. Let me share another story. A young musician I met recorded dozens of songs. She played late nights, taught herself production, tested on small audiences online. She never hyped a release until she had an EP ready. No big talk, no big launch. She quietly built a fan base, refined her songs, registered her trademark. Then she dropped the EP. No one expected it. Overnight, it hit playlists, critics wrote. Her silence, her mystery made the release explosive. She didn't need noise, she needed quality. And when the timing was right, her silence became her statement. Momentum is precious. It can't be reclaimed once it's squandered. Each day you show up without announcing it, you deposit into your silent account. You feed your willpower with actions, not applause. You build your muscle in the dark, and that muscle grows. It's invisible until you flex it in broad daylight. Here's something else to consider. People who talk early often feel like they're done. The brain feels it already has credit. But people who work quietly don't feel done. They feel driven. They feel hungry. Think about the most successful people you admire. Did they promise you they'd do something? Or did they just do it? Steve Jobs didn't launch products to hype. He announced results. J.K. Rowling didn't tweet daily. The world discovered Harry Potter when the book hit shelves. Kobe Bryant worked while others slept. He didn't publicize his reps. He just hit them. Their loudest applause came after the results, not before. Another benefit of silence, it protects your energy. Just like a phone losing battery faster if you broadcast constantly, sharing your plans discharges your focus. Every explanation, justification, hype moment drains a bit of zeal from your core. And sooner or later, there's nothing left except talk. Energy management becomes key. If you channel your energy inward, into the work, you grow. If you channel it outward, into announcements, you shrink. It's not that you won't share. It's that you delay sharing until the work becomes worth the energy release. Then, the payoff is real. Everyone notices. But you're moved by the finish line, not the starting line. Silence also reshapes how the world sees you. If everyone knows your project, they incorporate it into your persona, and dock marks for every delay. But if the world doesn't know until you're ready, your launch lands like a surprise. They see competence, not promise. They feel impact, not expectation. Their response shifts from skepticism to admiration. Momentum builds confidence. Let's say you started that book. On day 1, you write 500 words. No one knows. On day 2, another 500. By day 10, you have 5,000 words. No one knows. But inside, you are building. Your confidence grows because you are doing. And when you finally show, it's astounding. What seemed unlikely becomes believable because effort spoke louder than words ever could. Here's another angle. When you don't talk, you're free to refine. You don't have followers telling you what you're doing wrong. You don't have to defend. You don't have to post updates, defend progress, explain delays. You just work. And that isolation breeds accountability, not performative pressure. You grow clarity, not complications. Advertising is loud. True creation is quiet. Advertising is the noise. Creation is the journey behind the scenes. Both have their place. But if you want substance, if you want depth, if you want real transformation, step away from the crowd and build without telegraphing it. This doesn't mean absolute secrecy. It means prioritizing the work over the messaging. It means keeping your ambitious whispers between you and your plan until they solidify into action. When they do, you unleash. Let me put it simply. There's no shame in silence. There's wisdom in it. There's strategy in it. And there's results. So let your silence be your sanctuary. Let your private grind be your foundation. Don't let doubt or need for affirmation shake it. Protect it fiercely. When others ask why you're not talking, smile. You don't owe them volume. You owe yourself results. And when the time is right, step into the light with your evidence. Your success won't be a story, it'll be proof. Your efforts won't need validation, they'll demand respect. You'll have done it, not talked about doing it. That's where champions are born. That's how legacies begin. That's how whispers become roars.